Hey everyone, this is NeoCab episode 3. I'm Holly Taylor, and we just dropped Una off on her second ride with us, and now we've got a few more options for our potential rides for the night. We've got this guy, Sam, right here, but he's going north, and I do kind of want to go back to this nightclub since it's an option now. We've also got Gideon, Fiona, and Anthony. This guy's right here, so I'm going to take him, but then we'll double back and go to the nightclub and see what happens there. I spotted him standing in front of Buzzburger, gawking at the pedestrians like he was in an aquarium. Ah, tourist. I honked to get his attention. He jumped and flashed a grin like I was Santa driving a sleigh. Hi, are you Lina? I'm Sam. He held out his phone with his ride request as if showing me important documents. Yep, that's me. And don't worry, I believe it's you. His sweatshirt says, I love LO. Classic. Haha, I'm not totally sure how this whole process works, to be honest. But you could probably tell that, huh? You just looked a little starstruck by everything, that's all. Like a real noob, right? I suppose that's fair. Did he just say noob? Wait, do people still use that word? I think the bigger question is, why would you be one? Oh, do I have to tell you? I mean, I know I brought it up, but I like talking to you, and yeah, it's kind of an unpleasant thing. Always nice to hear a Pax enjoys my company, even if he was being a little cagey. But you know that just makes me more curious, right? That's fair. I should probably practice telling people anyway. He took a few seconds to compose himself. Maybe just a few more minutes of normal small talk? Really, dude? The secret better be good. In that case, how about that sports team, right? And is it Friday yet? Oh my god, look out! There's no one driving that car. I followed his panic, but it was just a standard Capra cab buzzing toward us. The Capra? Are you serious? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've just never seen one in real life before, and seeing a car speeding toward me without anyone driving it, God, it really freaks me out. I can see that. Just tell me what's going on. You're right, It's my first night back in Los Ojos in a while. Like 15 years. -5 for good behavior. Or exactly 3,413 very long days. It felt like he was searching for the right words. So much has changed while I was inside. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest. But I thought a NeoCab might be a good place to start. Well, welcome back, I guess. He gave a sharp inhale like I'd hit him. Sorry, I don't know what to say. No, it's just... I don't think most people will be as generous as you when I tell them. Never a dull moment here at NeoCab. 10 years. So in that case, let's just think of you as a time traveler. In the world's worst time machine. Sounds good to me. Is there anything you want to know about? That right there. How'd they get my face? Storefronts lit up with custom window displays as we passed by. The mannequins in dresses imported my face, and the ones in utility pants pulled in Sam's pic from his NeoCab profile. Yeah, as long as you have a pic on some API somewhere, we're all the models now. Alright, I think that's enough of an update for one night. Too much information? It's a lot to take in, yeah. Plus, I'm finally starting to see things I recognize. The city streaming by couldn't have been less familiar to me. The towering skyline, the neon signs fighting for the attention of an empty street. Sam's face had gone soft and dreamy, like he was seeing old friends. I had a list of stuff I was going to do as soon as I got out. Get a proper haircut and some clothes that weren't orange. And now, the thing I've been picturing the most, walking through her door again for dessert. Is that where we're headed? That's right. I have some cookies to bake. Wait, did I hear him right? Is that some prison slang for, actually no. We're headed to my Aunt Cassie's house. Actually, she's not really my aunt, but she fed me and listened to me when no one else would. And she made the absolute best cookies. Everyone has to have a thing in prison, you know? The skill you bring to the table so the guys respect you. I don't know how to fix cars, and I had pretty much zero connections. I can't draw to save my life, so no one wanted my stick figures as a tattoo. Are you saying you won over a group of convicts with cookies? I know, world's lamest inmate, but it was all I could do, believe me. A lot of the guys had never baked anything before. Been baked, but never baked. That was my regular joke. Not bad. Well, I only had 10 years to think it up. He reached into his jacket pocket and unwrapped a perfectly golden cookie. Here, I baked a few this morning to show her how she saved me, even when I was inside. I want you to have one. I could see the chocolate chips were dark and just melted enough. The edges looked crisp, and the middle looked soft and buttery. Heaven. I ate it without a second thought. It was chewy and delicious. Oh my god. Do you like it? This is like cookie nirvana. Oh, take a left. I walked down the street so many times, either looking for trouble or trying to get out of some. But it's going to be different now. Cassie's Cookies. What do you think of that name? What's your second option? My backup plan, you mean? I haven't got one. Honestly, the shop is kind of the only thing I have to look forward to right now. His voice buzzed with energy. That and seeing Aunt Cassie. We're almost there. How do I look? I could see on my navigator that we were close to the address, but I wasn't sure this particular part of Los Ojos had stayed the same all these years. You look great. You're really nice, you know that? Not a lot of people would be so kind to someone like me. Wait, is this Beaumont Drive? It is. I pulled up to a glow, not the charming porch light of some kind woman's house, but the neon glare of a Capra charging station. It was right here. What's going on? No, this can't be. I'm so sorry. The whole Outerlands is condos now? God, it's like a yuppie fever dream. What happened? I'm not sure. Progress is the party line I think. He repeated my word like it was the first time he'd heard it. Progress. It's gone. She's gone. Do you have her number or anything? I don't even know her last name. God, I must look so pathetic to you. Don't worry about that. Sam kept silent except for loud, shaky breaths. I could feel him willing himself not to cry. The tension was making my stomach hurt. Take all the time you need. I could hear him unwrapping more cookies in the back seat. You know what? I need to stop kidding myself. I know where you can take me. The Grackle. Shitty bar. You know it? I don't, but... Never mind, it's none of my business. I started up the engine and rolled out of the neighborhood with all its ghosts. It's not a drink I'm after, believe me. Been sober going on 11 years now. But I know there will be at least a few familiar faces sitting at the bar. And if Deb still owns the place, she might even let me crash on the break room sofa. The Grackle was close. It made sense that it had been his regular haunt, and I doubted he was the first person to head there after a stint in prison. It's probably not my place to say it, but I still think Cassie's Cookies is a good idea. All the bakeries in LO are so trendy now. Flavor foam, savory donuts. There's something refreshing about a chocolate chip cookie. Something classic. Well, as a time traveler, I have to say, classic sounds a lot like old. The dive bar loomed in our sight before I could respond. A few gnarly motorcycles and gnarlier-looking characters loitered out front. With his choir boy haircut and pristine jeans, Sam definitely had a rough road ahead. Look, I hate to ask you this, but I wasn't planning on having to pay for a place to sleep tonight. Aunt Cassie had one of those industrial mixers I was going to use for the bakery. Now I have to buy one, but banks don't usually give out loans to ex-cons, you know? What do you need? It's too much, I'm sorry. How much? 20 coin would really help. Mm. 20's kind of a lot, but I do have a good amount of money that I'm, like, not really spending on. Let's just give it to him. 20 coin is a lot, but you need it more than I do. I know what it's like to need help getting back on your feet. Thank you, Lina. I hope someone shows you a kindness someday, like you have for me. Before I could respond, he hopped out into the night. He was probably just embarrassed, but in this town, it seemed like everyone needed a little extra help, even a guy who just wanted to bake chocolate chip cookies. Welcome back to the world, Sam. The kindness of strangers is so rare and precious. Thank you. Got my rating back up quite a bit. New message from Liam. Hey, Lina. Thanks again for the ride. Great talking to you. Here's the picture I took at the vigil. Do I post? Yes or no? Yeah, let's do it. Go for it. It's a really beautiful shot. Thank you. Okay, I'll put it up straight away. I think it's a good call. I was maybe being silly earlier. Hope you have a great night. Hope to see you around. Okay, I want to try to go back to the nightclub. It was well after midnight and I had met my ride quota. I checked my feel grid. Green. I had it in me to push on for one more ride tonight, or I could call it early and get some rest. I'm gonna push on. Every PAX was a chance to learn the city and earn some coin. Let's see if I can still go back to the nightclub instead of doing an extra ride. Ugh, now I'm far from everything. But let's do it. I parked around the corner before approaching Azul again. Thought they'd appreciate it. Hey, Neocab. Hey, Azul, you don't mind if I bug you again, do you? Would it matter if I said yes? No. Then let's do this. Azul was as hard to read as ever. I knew I was testing their patience, but I had to get answers somewhere. What can you tell me about Jace? What's his deal? Jace is like, he's a club kid meets Jock meets DJ meets motivational speaker. He wears a lot of digital hats. Like, literally, he wears a DJ helmet with a digital readout. Sounds insufferable. You said it, not me. He's like a big dude, all muscles, tatted up. Jace is a good guy. He's important to the movement. Or whatever. You don't seem convinced. I am. He's great. Got it. Do you think he and Savy are, like, in love? You mentioned there was a couple people in the picture with Savy. I mean, could be an open relationship, but just curious what you think. Savy and Jace are a lot alike. They talk, people want to listen. They smile, people want to smile back. Feels a hell of a lot more real with Savy, though. I vibe with her. Is it fake with Jace? Not fake, he's just a lot. What's the word people always use for serial killers? Charismatic. But he's not axe murdering anyone, so there you go. Whatever, forget it. What else do you want to know? Do you even like this guy? I don't like most people. So that's a no? It's a no comment. A rift in Radix. Nah, we believe in the same shit. That's what matters. Could you show me a picture of him? Nope. Come on, you must have one. Oh, I have several, but that's not what you asked. What do you know about Sophie's Law? How do you feel about Sophie's Law? Same way Radix feels. Which is... I think it's a shit law. Wouldn't Radix want cars off the road? All cars. Sophie's Law, it's all weasel words. They talk about banning cars, but it's just banning the competition. Capra wants a monopoly on the streets. It's absurd, right? Everything's been so crazy lately that I haven't had time to really think. But normalizing total control over an entire city's transit? Yikes. Yep, and this time I can't spare the arm when they fuck up. Kind of attached to the one I've got. Do you know anything about Sophie? Nothing you wouldn't know just by seeing the ads. Young, pretty, but in a boring, perfect way. Ballet isn't exactly my scene, but she was at the top of the game, I guess. She died the same way I could have, so I guess she means something to me. Plus, it goes to show, doesn't matter who's behind the wheel, a human or an algorithm. Cars kill. Do you think Capra really cares about her? Or was it just the story they needed to push their agenda? Nailed it. Sophie could have been anybody. They just needed a reason. Shit, Capra probably wishes she'd been a kid. Some cute dead kid's law would have passed, no question. It's sick. Yeah, fame does weird shit to people, and it's even worse if you're dead. All these conspiracy theories popping up. What are the conspiracy theories? Oh, people say all kinds of shit. Sophie's not dead. Sophie was a crisis actor. They think Sophie was murdered by Capra, or maybe that car was an AV after all, with some patsy propped up behind the wheel. Or maybe Capra paid off a driver to take the rap after one of their cars killed her. The most out there tinfoil hats think Sophie was secretly one of us and sacrificed herself for the cause. Those are wild. Too wild for you, maybe. It doesn't even matter if we actually believe any of these theories. The point is that we can see how they might be true, and that the fact that Capra has enough power and cover that they could conceivably sponsor a murder, that's what we should actually be afraid of. And that's just cold, hard reality. Still, I wouldn't put it past them. Nah, Capra's evil, sure, but they kill people statistically, not individually. Murder's messy. It's easier to wait until you've got a good victim and then campaign around the corpse. People like conspiracy theories because they're hopeful, like Capra's only winning because they cheated somehow. Fuck that. Capra's winning because it's what corporations do. And it's all on the level. Doesn't stop people from speculating. Nothing does. Everybody wants to believe anything but the shitty truth. It's hard to face sometimes. It's always a real barrel of laughs with you, NC. Yeah, sorry. Did you know Savy did ballet? Not surprising. Was she any good? I don't know. It was when she was really little. Her parents have pictures of her in tutus all over their house. Drives her crazy. Family, it's a life sentence. Okay, Neocab, that's enough chit-chat. I'm on the clock. Come back tomorrow if you want to waste more of my time. Don't tempt me. Hey, before you get back in the murder machine, you should know that there's some direct action coming up. Sophie's law vote is almost here, and Capra's pushing their bullshit hard. If you're thinking about siding with us, come talk to me tomorrow, okay? Either way, I had to give you a heads up. Even you. Alright, is the game going to let me do one more ride, or am I going to open Crasher now? New journal entry, conspiracy theories. She touches your hand and it feels like you grew up together, but we did. Capra had Sophie killed. Patsy Driver AV did it. Sophie equals Radix. Okay, I need to charge before I can pick up anyone else. These prices stay relatively the same, or at least which ones are the cheapest. Let's charge all the way up and go get our last passenger for night 3. Okay. Stella. Good rating. This guy Klaus again, who I don't really want to deal with. I'm kind of curious about this Aganon. And Carlos has been around for a while. Let's try Aganon. The Pax's eyes were dim as he dropped into the back seat. He looked... Is that a tattoo on his scalp? He was headed to the Fufe Street subway station. Could that be right? Hey, why don't I just take you directly to wherever you're going? Aganon only sighed. I pulled into traffic and left him to his mood. I had my own things to stew about. I should have been with Savy by now, drinking to my new life in Los Ojos. A nice spicy margarita, made by a robot, probably. Now I didn't even know if she was dead or alive. Aganon found my eyes in the rearview mirror. He pulled his lips into a tight, joyless smile. Lina, right? That's me. Lina, you look about as bad as I feel. It's been a rough week. Oh, I'd say it's been more than a week. The city feels kind of heavy, right? Yes, Los Ojos can be a painful place. Life is pain. Pain is life. It's the only constant, I find. Mind if I ask what's got you down? Everything and nothing. The tiniest lights. The most cosmic horrors. I've heard a lot of sad stories inside this car. And told a few of them myself, too. Something told me this one was going to be a little new. Being in a bad mood together feels kind of good, doesn't it? It does. He was quiet, but I could almost feel him forming something to say. It was intense. You seem like, He wrung his long fingers in his lap. May I tell you something very important? May I tell you about something very important to me? Sure, what is it? Aganon's voice dropped deeper, like he was speaking from inside a cave. You carry me now on my nightly quest to seek the pain worm. It is called Metawopian, the dark leviathan that roils beneath Los Ojos, feasting. We nourish it, you see, you and I and millions like us, and soon... I'm just not gonna say anything. Very soon, Metawopian will emerge, bellowing its cry of infinite despondence, and it will consume all of our pain. All of it, gone. Forever. Well, that's just... Also, the city will be destroyed. Oh. What a time to be alive. Aganon made a hissing sound. I decided to leave him to his gloomy silence. It was so dark, I almost missed the subway station. There was only a flickering sign over a dingy stairwell. He seemed like he was waiting for me to say something. Hey, at least we're feeling something, right? If we didn't, the pain worm would starve. In his dark coat, he moved across the street like a shadow and disappeared into the subway tunnel. I wondered what kind of rituals he was going to get into down there. Or maybe he'd just hop a train to the suburbs. Well, that was weird. Three stars. The pain worm rises. Alright, should have seen that one coming. And I think that was my last ride of the night. I wonder if I stay in this Airbnb type place if I'll get to like have an interaction with the character. Let's try it. It was a stretch to afford Luisa's place, but when she showed me my bed, all of my concerns melted away. Smart gel foam latex hybrid mattress, anatomical springs, thermoregulated duvet, silent buckwheat hull pillows. Could this be real? I thanked her profusely. Luisa came back to the room with a mug of green tea, for me. Long day, she asked. Do you want to talk? Yeah. So we did, about Savy, about all of it, and she listened. Every sentence made me feel lighter. Like all of my troubles were bouncing away on thermoregulated buckwheat springs. Then I slept, clean and dreamless, and I woke up the instant the alarm went off. I felt more than relaxed or rested. I felt like I'd just scored the winning point and landed the jump and nailed the high note all at once. What a mattress. Alright. My mood is definitely better. That's a good thing. And we're getting back in the car for night 4. What does Lina do during the day? Like they just completely skip it. She can't drive her neocab in the daytime? I felt rested, but a little groggy, like my mind was wrapped in a synth felt blanket. At least my feel grid was chilling in the green. My 4th night in Los Ojos. Is this my life now? Making just enough coin to scrape by, never seeing the sun, on an endless search for my friend? It was starting to feel surreal, like the moment the camera pans to the dark figure laughing in the doorway and you just know, oh, she's doomed. New journal entry about the pain worm. Great. Okay, nightclub is another option. I'm close to it. It was just a lot of dialogue, and I feel like I wasn't really getting anywhere. Oh, I can pick up this guy again. Great. Alright, it's close, so I'm just gonna go here. Azul almost smiled when she saw me. Or at least, they didn't scowl. Neocab back again. To what do I owe the pleasure? I had a couple more questions. Of course you do. Azul was as hard to read as ever. I knew I was testing their patience, but I had to get answers somewhere. Okay, Neocab. Okay, so I just got the same dialogue when she kind of kicked me out last time. But I think the initial interaction was a little bit different. Okay, maybe I've gotten all the answers out of her that I can. Out of them. I might as well charge up. I know this is a little out of the way. Alright, I don't want the pain worm guy again. I don't really want Klaus again. What does this star mean? Oh, I can't pick them up. Unless I have 5 stars. Okay, this guy's actually been waiting around for a while. I know he's super far away and coming back to basically where I am, but then I can just recharge for cheap. So that's fine. Driveway blocked. I'll wait for you on the corner instead. Thanks. Not again. Not doing what the PAX wanted could hurt my star rating, but pulling over in an AV zone could risk a stop from the LOPD. Not to mention a ticket that would set me back some serious coin. Couldn't risk the ticket. I drove past the pin a block or so and pulled up to a drab warehouse that had been turned into lofts. He flashed a grin as soon as he saw me. My stomach flipped. He was kind of handsome. Like, really handsome. Why don't the cute packs ever pop up at a good time? Instead, I was seconds away from stress eating the whole bag of super sours in the glove box. Hey, Lina, right? The one and only. Too much? Probably too much. Carlos, nice to meet you. I caught his eyes in the rear view. He seemed too happy for this time of night. Maybe not happy exactly, more like normal. It was like spotting a rare bird. I love birds. I see you've been doing this a while. How can you tell? You keep your wrists very straight. RSI? It flares up every now and then. Do you have it too? No, but I can spot the signs. So are you a doctor? I take care of folks. There's some good exercises for that wrist you could try. I can send you some videos. Thanks, not a lot of people seem to care. Yeah, we got good at making our own little bubbles. I'm guessing you folks don't have great insurance? Lots of ice packs and wrist braces. You know how they treat RSI now if you're on the Capra plan, right? They knit this composite weave into the tendons in your wrist. A Capra zoomed in front of me and I felt a twinge below my palm. Like my body was rejecting the very idea of Capra getting in my bones. Like putting pins in a broken leg? More like sewing frayed fabric back together. Keeps everything tidy, stops the inflammation, makes you a little superhuman. Sorry, didn't mean to drag you into a medical lecture. It's interesting. Glad you think so. Maybe I should start a podcast? Tendon Talk. Or Bone Chatter. Blood Gab. Bod Pod? Why am I always surprised when I get a nice PAX? So where are you headed? Well, this guy I know fell off a ladder. Might be a minor injury, might be serious. Won't know until I get there. A ladder fall? That's double the bad luck. Oh yeah, at least double. From the way he was breathing, it sounded like a bruised rib. So that's why I'm heading over at 2 in the morning. But enough about my problems. It looks like you're having a rough night. Honestly, it has been a little rough. Well, tell me. It's been a weird night. My best friend dropped off the face of the earth. I don't know if she's ghosting me or... Sounds like you need a better friend. A bester friend. We've got too much history for that. I get it, just... Stress is the biggest predictor of heart disease, you know? I pulled up to the modest low-rise... Oh, shoot. Sorry, didn't get to read that. Thank you so much, that was super quick. He flashed another smile at me in the rear view. I hope your friend is okay. Me too. All the videos on treating ribs are a little vague. Hey, let me ask you, do you think it's better to be in a compression wrap or run the risk of pneumonia? Wait, videos? Yeah, I hacked my way into all the big hospital libraries. How do you think doctors learn this stuff? Medical school? Sure, where they watch videos. Relax, I have a pretty good treatment record. It's like I said, I help folks. And folks don't worry about what's hanging on my wall, you know? Anyway, this is me. Great to meet you, Lina. Maybe I'll run into you again. So my nice handsome Pax was a nice illegal doctor. Mocked her. That's what he should call that podcast. I had to admire him for trying to help people. I couldn't imagine that health insurance was easy to come by in Automation City. I stretched my legs and heard something rattle on the floorboard. I reached under my seat. A bottle of pills. Xenodanil G, never heard of that. Prescribed by my Dr. Pax to one Jonna Johnson? Cool, super legit, extremely legal. I tossed them in the glove box. Maybe I could return them to Carlos. Not a bad excuse to see him again. Wait, did he leave those behind on purpose? $5. Don't want to be rude, but wish she could have met me where I asked. Went above and beyond. Thanks. Those are a little contradictory statements, but thanks for the 5 stars. Alright, what's next? Okay, everyone's kind of shifted around. Sam, I think, is the guy who that I lent $20 to. I'm gonna charge up and then maybe check out one of those farther passengers. I'm gonna try this Gideon. A valet and a tech shot me a look as I pulled outside the grand Boart's pillars of the Elo Babylon. Really, someone at this place rode Neocab? Oh, sorry. Then I saw her, a short figure with the bulk of a boxer, stalking down the red carpet toward me. The cameras went wild for her, their flashes reflected in hard metal skin. She screamed back into the blaze and flipped them the bird. Lights of pink neon dotted her spine. What was she? Please let her be human. The only way I'm going to another pig fundraiser is if it's for, like, an actual pig. Definitely not a robot, but she couldn't have been more than maybe 13. You're not gonna catch me dead at a charity ball for cops ever again. What are you wearing? Oh god, don't make me talk about it. Who was this kid? Famous? Super rich? Should I be calling her ma'am? Rough night, kid? Terrible. Yikes. So why were you at a charity ball for cops? Okay, technically it wasn't for cops, but they were hosting it, or whatever. Just one more corrupt cog in the machine to pass Sophie's Law. Oh shit, I'm really sorry to bring up Sophie's Law to you. Don't worry, I absolutely do not support it. I've never picked anyone up from that hotel before. You go to the Babylon often? Hell no, only when my mom needs me for a Sophie's Law photo op. Wait, what's your mom have to do with Sophie's Law? Oh, God, sorry in advance. So Capra wants to own everything and everyone, right? Anywhere we go, anything we say, they want it all. Sophie's Law gets them most of the way there. It outlaws human drivers within Los Ojos, autocars only, you know, to keep us safe. I'm aware of it. Oh yeah, of course you are. Anyways, my fascist mother's pushing it hard. The referendum is up for a vote any day now. She set up a fake charity to hide all the political donations. Anyway, I went and she introduced me to the chief of police. And he was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I said, "Fuck off, white supremacist. I like her." Did you really say that? Hell yeah. Yancy tried to pull me away, but, you know, look what I'm wearing. Then she said I was embarrassing her, so I left. It's true, though. Did you know that institutions can be racist? Sorry, of course you do. I don't have to tell you how bad the LOP is for people of color. Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to say that. I let that one go. It's very fascist. So you're against everything your mom stands for. She was a bit controlling as a parent? Totally. Wait, how do you know? Lucky guess. So what's with the getup? Of course you couldn't just not mention it. Okay, so this is a Kindermech. It's the Michelle model, which they make specifically for girls. Yancy would want you to know that it's the slimline model. I can't even talk about that. I've never heard of a Kindermech. I'm not surprised. It's super expensive. I had nothing to say to that. Yancy put me in this when I was 4, after I got hit by the car. But I was fine after the surgery. She totally overreacted. If I get hit by a car, I think my healthcare options begin and end with Carlos Wong. Was the guy we just picked up. Lina, take note. Do not get hit by a car. But she got it, so if it happened again, like that happens to anybody twice, I wouldn't even feel it. There must be some cool things about it. Yeah, I feel so cool when everyone stares at me everywhere I go. Also, I have the arm strength of an adult gorilla. Like that's useful for anything. How about blowing off steam? Oh yeah, I've busted up a lot of concrete lots. Even put a few cracks in the border wall. What else can I do? I'm stuck until I'm 18. Don't you know? That's when you're officially old enough to make your own decisions, apparently. That's awful. It's torture. She always knows where I am. She can check it whenever she wants. There's a camera in here. She can see what I'm looking at. I tried to pierce my ears once and my arms locked in place. I even tried to put this fuck fascism sticker on. And it peeled right off the chassis. There's a content filter. How do you even know what a fascist is? Try growing up with a woman who makes you use a different fork for each course. I'm joking. I know my shit. You want to test me on my activism? Go ahead, you'll lose. You're pretty worried about fascists for a 13-year-old. What, are you not? And I'm not 13, by the way. I'm 14. You must be able to take it off to sleep, at least. No, I can't take it off. Ever. It's so unfair. Yeah, it's pretty extreme. Right? Why doesn't anyone else see that? Where do you live, anyway? You'll see it. Over the last few minutes, the streets had gotten cleaner, the buildings around us had gotten taller, and the people? Actually, there wasn't a soul in sight. This is me. We pulled up to a high-rise with a titanium gate etched with lions. Hey Athena, open gate. The lights on her suit pulsed and the gate creaked open. What's with the lions? Oh, look at this. I just got a message from Yancy. Thank you at least for going home and not to your aunt's or God knows where. We'll talk in the morning. In the meantime, think about your political opinions. You'll be more persuasive using reasoned arguments rather than obscene outbursts. What bullshit. It's bullshit, right? Yes, stay angry, Gideon. I think your passion is what the world needs. Right on, I knew you'd get it. It's so important. I'm going to tell everyone I know to vote no on Sophie's Law this week. Maybe we can make a difference. Her middle-tip fingers danced on the door handle. I just gotta say, I don't get to talk to many people who treat me like a person. And not a kid. It seemed like she was going to say something else, but she just shifted in her suit. Then, in a flash, she was out the door. As I watched her near the arched double doors, I got the awful sense that the suit was doing the walking, not her. I waited to make sure she got inside okay, as if anything could hurt her. She looked back at me before the gate slammed shut. At least I think she did. It happened so quickly. 5 stars. Awesome. She's a great driver and so interesting to talk to. Really gets it. Am I getting pulled over? And I've got those pills in my glove box. Oh god, not now. I've seen LOPD officers on the news before. The cold blink screens where their faces should be. I pulled over, hands on wheel, eyes up, deep breaths. We've had some compelling reports about neocabs on the road tonight. You can't do this. One moment, Ms. Romero. He turned away, but I could hear him speaking in a hushed tone. On every channel, this one must have pissed off the wrong people. We'll get the word out. How much was this going to cost me? No. It couldn't be her. His visor. I'm confused. I sat up straighter, tried to keep my expression blank. Oh, is that Savy on his visor? Tried to hide even the slightest hint of recognition. But it didn't matter. There she was, her face on every screen, bathing the city in a blood-red glow. Savy. What have you done? Ma'am? Who is that? Someone who's about to get her 15 minutes. For all the wrong reasons. And look, I'm legally obligated to ask you this. Have you seen the individual pictured on this bulletin? I'm gonna shake my head. You probably see so many faces you can't even remember them all, right? I managed a weak laugh. Well, report any sightings of this criminal right away. That'll be all. Drive safely, ma'am. Savy was wanted, and I just lied to the LOPD. This couldn't be happening. Somewhere in the city was Savy's apartment, with the extra room all set up for me, and the bricks of sage incense squirreled away in every closet. Would I ever see that place? Would I ever see her again? New message from Liam. Hey Lina, it's Liam. Hey Liam. How are things going on your end? Somewhere between Ish and yikes. Well, I hope it's closer to Ish. Reason I'm texting is I just met pretty much the coolest person. A quantum witch. I know her. I gave her a ride. Yeah, what are the odds? I think that's more for Una to say. Right? We've been talking all night about random things that aren't really random, and the difference between impossible and improbable, and also zombie cats. Anyways, Una says hi. Gonna go check out this spot, Ramen Getty now. Have a good one. You too. Liam and Una, now there was a match made in quantum heaven. I had no idea how I could help fix a timeline. I just wanted to fix my own life at the moment. At least I was making a name for myself in this town, one quantum witch at a time. It was well after midnight, and I set my ride quota, checked my feel grid, blue. I had it in me to push on for one more ride tonight, or I could call it early and get some rest. I'm gonna push on like I always do. Alright. This person's relatively new. I'm not gonna have a ton of charge left. I just want to see how much these. Ooh, that's expensive. Okay, I'm gonna fill up here and then take her. And then I'm sure I'll have to pick a place to spend the night. I keep saying fill up like it's fuel. Alright, let's get Stella. My nav led me into a desolate industrial area, the kind of place that reminds you it's nighttime. I pulled up to an old warehouse that had been turned into lofts. A band was loading up in front with stacks of amps and two long-legged blue whale puppets with amplifier eyes. Driver, how many passengers have you had tonight? Why do you ask? Were they coughing at all, showing any signs of infection? It's okay, I'd just rather know so I can protect myself. No, they seemed fine. Everything all right? We're basically walking sponges for all the sweat and slime that constantly ooze from our bodies. And a cab is a giant petri dish. So we'll see if I'm all right about 2 to 4 hours after exposure. I keep it pretty clean in here. Where are my manners? Nice to meet you, Lina. I'm Ned. I've been spending too much time around my grandson. Kids are like germ travel agents. Touch a Lego brick and boom, a virus has a one-way ticket to your immune system. You got any kids? No kids, just working up to getting a dog for now. Fantastic idea. Man's best friend. Well, certainly for this old-timer. Is this some kind of time travel situation? Maybe all my sci-fi dreams were coming true. Say, you look like a gal I can trust. Got an honest face, have you heard that before? Actually, I hear that a lot. Just not the part about being a gal. Well, between you and me, I've noticed a few strange things happening around town these last few days. Have you seen anything suspicious? My friend is being a little weird, actually. I see. Now, I know we like our fair share of drama in our little hamlet. But I saw something the day that cheerleader gal turned up dead behind the video store. And well, a man can't be having scares like that at my age. So, how old are you, Ned? Oh God, break. I know you see me like me in my actual body, but normally I'd appear to you as a middle-aged man named Ned. Normally? I wish you had a headset. It's way harder to practice like this. So, like, did you believe the character? Did you feel a mix of, what was it? Homespun charm and creeping murder mystery suspense? Ned, I need a little help understanding this. It's for an immersion. I'm actually a real actor, but the legit gigs never pay, you know? It's through Ojos Abiertos. Have you done any of their stories? Not yet. We're like any other immersion troupe out there. We bounce around the theater space, improv characters that we get like the day before. So the customer in the headset can save the girl or slay the dragon or both, whatever plot pack they bought. Tonight's menu features a gritty historical mystery set at the turn of the century, Why to Kill. Featuring Ned, a schlub with a sordid tie to Newberry High's beloved murdered prom queen, blah blah. Wait, so Ned's the killer? I wish. Strictly supporting cast. A gloom settled over her. Savy tried to drag me to this haunted house immersion last Halloween. One of my exes and one of her exes both ended up working there, and she said it would be like therapy to go axe murder them as evil zombies or whatever. I shouldn't have done it. I hear there's a pretty good art scene in LO. It's not bad, and Capra makes a big thing about supporting local spots, so that's cool. Until they invent an AI to replace us. Sounds familiar. Once I had some tourists who were convinced I was a super realistic AI. Uh-huh. She stared at her hands, and the gloom settled back over her. Sorry, they just dropped a bunch of new plots on us last night. Can I run another character by you? Okay, I'd play along. Anything to keep me from obsessing about Savy. Sure. Lifesaver. So on tonight's menu, I have 2 more characters. Fruel, the dark Antraxis splendering who guards the mirror of many faces. Spiderling. Or Thora, a bad girl witch who pulls you into hijinks at Cauldron Academy. A high-maintenance friend with a strange power over you? Way too close to home. Oh, I can't say that one. Gotta say Fruel. Okay, so imagine I'm 10 feet tall and I have 8 legs, countless glimmering eyes. And smoke billows out of my gaping maw. Cool? Can you maybe not be a spider? Silence, manfolk! She stomped her foot so hard it shook the front seat. What be the meaning of such disturbance to the most precious slumber of the Antraxis? Sorry, just looking for a mirror. So manfolk come to play with Fruel. Thinks she's so clever, but she be a fool. Maybe I can do something for you, Fruel? Manfolk can leave! This is funny. Unless Daughter of Man believes she is worthy of Fruel's treasure. Definitely. Well, the treasure comes at great cost. Answer Fruel's riddle, and manfolk will get what manfolk seek. Though the mirror of many faces may not be what manfolk think. Riddle me, Fruel. Listen carefully. How many manfolk work for Neocab? So this is the kind of information a monster just has on hand? On claw. Our kind has much wisdom from the great before. Now guess before Fruel eats a manfolk snack. How many manfolk people worked for Neocab? Did I even know that? We don't exactly have conferences. 300? Wrong. Manfolk be wrong. What's the answer then? The answer is none. I don't get it. Yes, many manfolk say they work for Neocab, but none of them actually do any work. No, I will not be defeated. Manfolk lose. Now, manfolk must die. And break. What kind of thing is Fruel used for? Corporate events, corporate training. He's like an icebreaker. Hey, that was really helpful. Thanks for playing along. I think Fruel might have some legs. When we got close to the theater, the sky lit up with roaming spotlights and holograms teasing the plot packs. A blocky computer flashed fatal error inside a passing cloud. A sexy witch winked at me, then zoomed away on her broom. Look at that, it's showtime. You're really good, you know? Thanks. The truth is, the headsetters don't really care what we say, as long as they get the ending they ordered. Hopefully, I won't be doing this much longer anyway. Take care. Her shoulders were slumped as she slipped past the lines at the doors. No one recognized her as a person they were paying to see perform, but of course they wouldn't. Right now she was in character only as herself, and that didn't seem like a role she wanted much at all. Thanks for being a good sport, treasure hunter. Alright, I have a 5-star rating again. New message from Carlos, the fake doctor, the Moctor. Hey, not sure if you remember me, Carlos. Think we might have made plans to host a medical podcast together? Maybe a weird question, but just wondering if I left something in your car in an accident? Small bottle of pills. Yep, I've got them. Ah, amazing, you're a lifesaver. Maybe literally. Yikes, are they that important? Not for me to say. Patient confidentiality. Oh, yeah, obviously. Haha. Afraid I have to ask a favor. I'm stuck at the clinic with patients all day. Could you drop the pills off here? Sure, we'll be there ASAP. That's amazing. Thank you. The clinic's in south corner of Frontera. I'll drop you a pin. But basically, if you hit the border, you've gone too far. Oh, by the way, noticed yesterday you wear a field grid? Remind me to ask you about that when you get here. Got something you might be interested in. Oh yeah, this is the guy I want to flirt with. See you soon. Okay, so it's making me launch Crasher. But I'm supposed to go to the clinic? Do I have a pin for it? Maybe I have to do it tomorrow. These are all Capra pods, aren't they? Well, this place is far, but it's next to the cheapest charge station. So I can just charge up in the morning. I scanned the place for pine cones as soon as I walked in. None that I could see. That, plus the fact that I could practically taste the relief of a cool mattress, had me asleep in record time. I forgot about the pine cones nightmare last time we stayed here. I dreamed of cactus flats again. I was back in my old room with all my little things, more pine cones and shells, and now a few crystals, some mismatched earrings, a pearl-handled hairbrush. I touched each object one by one, and as I did, each of them hummed. The sound built on top of one another into a beautiful song. The song wrapped me up so I felt safe. Then it buzzed inside me with so much energy I felt like I could fly. Then someone else was in the room, and I knew that they shouldn't have been there. I wasn't flying. I couldn't fly. And all my little things went away, one by one, in poofs of dust as their songs became screams. I started to vanish too. My body just blinked away, piece by piece. I was nowhere and nothing. I woke up. I only made it to the lobby in time to scrounge the last lone muffin on the table. When I took a bite, it didn't scream. I couldn't tell if I was comforted or disappointed. Okay, so I think staying at this place doesn't put me in the best mood, even though it's the cheapest non-Capra option. But this is getting a little long, so I think we will wrap it up here. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.